Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the next update for my project polish. I have an exciting update to share with you today, so I'm just going to jump into the polishes straight away. But before I do so, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. But let's just start with the first polish that I have on this wheel. So we're gonna start with this wheel, and I usually go kind of in the order of which has been in here the longest. And the first one I have to talk about is this polish right here, which is one from Essie in the shade Stardust. So this one, this looks like right here, and you can see the color there on the outside. With this one, my goal was to finish it completely in the past month, and as you can see, I didn't have very much left, and I am happy to report that I have finished it. It might look like there is a tiny bit left on the bottle, like on the bottom, but this basically is completely see-through now, and the only polish that is down there is what is kind of stuck by the balls, like the mixing balls in there. I used so much thinner in this to try to get every last drop of this, and I did use everything that I could from this bottle, and I'm very proud of that. So this one will obviously be one that is rolling out, and obviously as well you can see this has been in for a long time. I think this was in from the start, so this was one of my original 5 polishes, and I believe this is also the last one out of those that I have finished now. But I'm excited to roll this out and have another polish finished in my collection. And then next up we have this glitter one right here, which is from H&M, and this one is in the shade Prismatic, I believe. With this one again, I did put in a goal to finish it, but I wasn't sure I was going to hit that goal. But yeah, this was what it looks like. You can see it's like a glitter topper right there, and this is where I was last month. I'm hoping you can pick that up on camera, and I have actually finished it. It will be really hard to tell because all the glitter have stuck to the side, but I put so much Venerian in here, and I did have like a manicure with this green, and then I did like every other nail topped with this, and that kind of what the last thing I did with this. And with that, like one of my nails kind of popped off because I did use a peel of base coat, so I decided to reuse that nail, and I struggled so much to even get like 1 or 2 coats out of this on that nail, and I still didn't get the same coverage that I had on the other nails with the glitter on. And at that point I just called it. I just felt like I've done what I could with this polish. I used what I could with this, and although it looks full, it looks like there's loads of polish in there, it's just stuck to the walls and there's literally nothing left at the bottom apart from the mixing balls. So this one is another one that is finished, so I do have 2 empties this month, which is very exciting. And yeah, I'm gonna put this as well in my empties. The next polish is this green right here, which is obviously the one that I am wearing on my nails. This is one from Berry M, and it's one of the Jelly High Shine polishes in the shade Kiwi. This is what it looks like. It's a really bright shade, and I have gotten some pretty consistent progress on this. I keep getting about the same amount of progress each month, which I'm very happy about, because this is kind of the pop of color that I have in, that I use to mix up when I'm done, like kind of bored of the nudes that I have in the project. And I kind of estimate that this will be in for maybe another 2 months, which is perfect because in 2 months time we're gonna get to the end of summer, and yeah, at that point I just kind of feel like I will be done with this shade. So I'm excited to have some consistent progress on this, and I am also excited to kind of see an end to this polish in the next upcoming months. Next up we have kind of 2 very nude polishes, but they are slightly different. We're going to start with this one here, which is the kind of lavender shade that I have in the project, which is one from Bourjois, and this one is in the shade Peas and Mauve. With this one I didn't really have a specific goal on it. I just kind of used it organically when I felt like using this polish, but I am so impressed with my progress. You can see right there, that is where I was last update, and I'm all the way down there now, which is like, I can't even believe that, especially since it moved so slowly in the month prior. But I think maybe I had a break from it and I wanted to wear this again a lot, clearly. And I think with this one as well, it takes at least 3 coats to get opacity, so I do use quite a lot when I use it. But also the bottle is getting wider, so I am surprised that I was able to get so much visible progress, and this one should be able to be done by next month. So I think that's going to be one of the goals that I set at the end of this video. Then we have the last polish that I had a goal on, which is that other light shade, and this one is one from another one from the Jelly High Shine range from Berry M, and this one is in the shade Coconut. This one I wanted to put a goal on to have some decent amount of progress, because the month prior I didn't use this enough to make a new line, and I would say that I was able to do so. You can see there that is my progress, so I would definitely say that is pretty significant, and I'm happy that I was able to reach for this more. I like this polish more when I have a bit of a tan, which I did get a bit of tan. I did put on some kind of those kind of gradual tanner. I don't really use full on fake tan that much, but I use the gradual tanner sometimes. And I did put that on prior, like earlier this month, and I loved wearing this when I was a bit more tan, so I think this is going to be one that I will get tons more use out of in summer when I do have that color. So you can probably foresee more kind of consistent progress on this again now, and I am happy about it, but I think this again is going to stay in for quite a lot longer. So since I rolled 2 polishes out, I'm going to roll 2 polishes in, and those polishes are these 2 right here. I'm going to start with the silver one, which is from Maybelline, and this is one of their brocades, I believe it is, in the shade Foil Flash. This one is basically completely full. You can see up there that is where I am, so I have not used this basically at all. I might have used it once, but I'm decided to roll this in, and it's going to be kind of the glitter topper that I replace. But this one is definitely more opaque. You can't really just top this on top of anything, so it's going to be more of a companion polish or like a full-on manicure, whereas this one was definitely a topper. So it's going to be nice to have another glitter in, but it will definitely be a bit different than the last one I had. Then the final one that I'm adding in is this polish right here, and this also has some glitter in it, but it does look quite black and dark on the nails, as you can see right there. You might be wondering, why are you adding in a polish like this now? And the reason for that is because I've actually come to the end of all of the polishes that I want to pan. So these 2 that I'm adding in are the last 2 polishes that I want to pan. So basically this is going to be the last 5 polishes that I work on this year, and then I have decided to probably take a break from polish for a while. I might take like a year break and then come back a year later and be ready to pan some new stuff, but the rest of the polish that I have are all polishes that I want to kind of use more organically rather than pan like very exclusively, because when I do my product polish, like over the past 2-3 years or whatever since I started doing product polish, I basically almost exclusively use the polishes that are in my product. I rarely ever reach for anything else. I honestly could probably count on my fingers the amount of times that I've used other polishes outside of the product, like for Christmas and New Year's maybe, stuff like that, but it's very, very rare. So I want to give myself a break and be able to play with the rest of my collection, and that's why I decided to do that. So that's also why I'm adding in this really deep polish now, but that is my starting point. I did have this in a product polish I think maybe 2 years ago now, and I did not finish it. I had a line above this which I have taken off, but I have not used this since I rolled it out, so that is where I am now. And yeah, I'm going to continue using this, but I don't foresee getting much progress on this in the beginning because it is summer, but I'm going to try to use it maybe once at least every month, and then when autumn and winter comes, I think that's when you're going to start seeing some progress on this polish. So those were all of the polishes, and it's actually very convenient now because I can show you my whole color story just like that. So that right there is my color story. I think it's a good mix. The only thing I'm missing is maybe like a pink or a red or something like that, but I can reach into my collection if I'm really craving that, and I need to start allowing me to do that as well. So those are the colors that I'm going to work on. And when it comes to goals, I definitely want to finish up this Bourjois polish. I think I can definitely do that. I would say that I want to use up half of what is left in here, so I can try to roll this out by the end of summer. So use up half of what is left in the screen, which should be easy because it's basically doing the same amount of progress that I have been doing. So that is going to be my second goal. And then for my third goal, I am going to put it on this deep polish because I want to make sure that I use this, although it is so deep. So I just want to make sure that I use it enough so that I can make a new line. It can be a tiny new line, but I want to use it enough so I can make a new progress line in this polish. So those are going to be my 3 new goals, and that is also the end to this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you're doing product polish, I usually ask how you're doing down below, so let me know how you're doing. Have you finished any polishes this past month, and what kind of color story are you working on? But other than that, I really hope you're having an amazing day, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys!